Perron, and I'm here in my St. Paul, Minnesota home with a new friend, Rose Gannon. Hi, Rose.
Hi, Lori. An old friend, kind of.
Yes, yes. We just met in April. I was at the Course in Miracles conference, and I, honest to God, cannot remember. So you'll have to tell me, Rose. It's like, how did we say, we talked to each other for all of about a half hour, and now here you are in my home, and we've become friends. So what did we say in that half hour? What happened? You know, it's like there was just a connection, or you think that's how it was?
Well, I actually I had connected with you on Facebook on the Course of Love. I joined that group, and I think I remember Facebooking to you, asking you about, because I learned that you were in the Twin Cities, and felt an instant when I had learned about Course of Love. I had, I think I messaged you on Facebook and got to find out if there was any group or anything that met here, and I might be traveling to the Twin Cities. I had a couple of reasons to come, family here and so forth. And then as it got closer to the conference, which I had registered to go to quite a while before that, I found out you were coming, and then it was mentioned that we were going to, people on Facebook were going to try to get together for lunch, so I sought you out, Lori.
It's like, in my memories, it was a kind of an overwhelming experience.
It was.
And it was like we found each other in the lunch line or something and started to talk and together, and I was telling you my secrets, and I mean, we weren't sharing on a level that I wouldn't normally share.
Yeah, me too.
At that initial meeting.
Yes, exactly.
As it was for us.
Well, we were supposed to meet for lunch, and one of the other people on Facebook from the group, I had met you at where you were in the book area, very briefly, and then somebody was having been like a brownie leader in the past. I'm like, I got a table, and waved to everybody, and so we were able to join for breaking bread, as you said many times.
I didn't even know all this.
Yeah, so I was waving and getting everybody over there. To make it to this conference because my husband had heart surgery, and I said, I guess, and it's everything in the previous, even before I found the Course of Love, there were a lot of heart metaphors that kind of resonated with me, and I just, like you said, we shared some personal things, and then I remember when I left saying, okay, I'll see you again and let me know what I'm supposed to do with you. So I've been studying A Course in Miracles for 20-something years, and felt a connection to the idea that this was, that your channel writings were about the heart, the intelligence of the heart, and it was very sort of on two levels. One of them being that people, like in terms of learning and teaching, people have different learning styles, so that I've learned that along the way for myself and my daughter, in terms of learning styles and things like that. Some people learn in different ways, and I thought, isn't this lovely that there's another expression of this very profound spiritual teachings, and then also the fact that the expansion of what's already been manifest, in terms of Course in Miracles, that the ego was weakened sufficiently, and I felt very connected to that as well. So that's that. And then when I left, I think I said, however you think I can help.
I think you did in that first half hour, and that whole long
time
we've known each other.
I know. So,
how can I help?
Yeah. So I have great respect and honor for what you've done with this, and I think just feel thankful and grateful that you've made this available. I mean, we all have written this together, I suppose. And, I feel a part of it. I really do. I feel a part of it.
That's really wonderful.
Yeah.
And you're one of the first people I've been able to speak with who has not been with it very long, who was for a very long time with A Course in Miracles.
Yes.
So, I mean, I know one of the things that you've mentioned to me is that you really don't like the comparison.
True.
And I wonder, you want to say why that is, and if it's just that whole dualism of comparison, or if there's something particular.
Question again.
The comparison, that there's no need for the
comparison.
comparison.
Right, the duality.
Yeah.
So, and I did have, a bit of confusion when I started reading it, and I did feel like with Course of Love, I really need to do a lot of joining and to do that. And so that has helped me to understand the Course of Love. I think that certainly, like at that conference and in other instances, the ego continues to like to compare things and duality, and so and that's okay. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but it doesn't have to be the first question that everybody asks. That and I have actually started a Course of Love group in Pennsylvania where I live, and interestingly that all the people in that are new to it, and so that question doesn't even come up.
Nice.
So that's very affirming, that it's not about comparing one thing to another and giving that aspect up. So I know that certainly at that conference of the Love Course in Miracles, so I just didn't feel the need to have to do the comparison, but
sure.
So.
Well, I was real surprised at that conference at how many people already knew about A Course of Love and had embraced it, and then in turn were embracing me. It was like I felt such an incredible amount of sincere, heartfelt greetings and, just passion about A Course of Love. And so that was really for the first time that I felt a sense of a uniting, being able to happen.
Right.
And really, A Course of Love is about uniting mind and heart. And so really, if you look at it from the sense of the two different courses, you have sort of A Course in Miracles, which is for the mind, is very clear.
Very clear.
And A Course of Love for the heart, and so you combine them, and you have that exact thing that Jesus is talking about. And one of the funny things I thought was, I was talking about the dialogues yesterday, and you said, well, I haven't read that yet. So you're just beginning, and yet you were moved enough to start a group.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it because of the heart connection, sort of having been more of in a mindful place maybe before, this need to come home to the heart, or is it something else?
Well, I guess the fact is that I feel I can't learn this myself, and it's it's the relationship that is when I did start reading it. It was I guess I feel like being with other people. It's a joint, and you talk about the relationship. Everything's about relationship, and so I wanted to join, and I actually sort of coincidentally I had met with a friend who actually has a yoga studio, and that's where we do the group, and I had met her in the past, but we talked about Course in Miracles, and she had said how she kind of understood it, but she couldn't go there, and I said to her, oh, well, did you know about Course of Love? So I think it was just the group manifested in that way, in that, oh, well, let's do this together. It was going to be she and I, and then we sort of reached out and just let people know that it was there, that we were going to do this, and they were welcome to join us, and we had a group form. So I think it was just somewhat spontaneous in that.
And the time
I'm reading
was
this.
right,
I'm reading this book, and I had I was more moved to start a group. I don't know if we can really call it a study group, because it's we need to find a really but we'll use that word for now.
Reading group, maybe
reading
just
group, but it's like a heart group, anyway, we'll figure that out. But so it really just it just created on its own in terms of I want to learn this and I'll join with learning it. And so I continue to read, but we read together, and reading it is in forms. It's this they came up with this. The reading of it informs, and the reading in a group transforms. So that's
wonderful.
That's what's happening. And when we do read in a group, it's as though I'm reading it for the first time again, and has a heartfelt meaning to it. I don't know. I'm being guided for that to go there. It really wasn't. Oh, I want to start a group. It was no. I want to learn this and read this, and finding some companions to do that with me.
Yeah. That's so been the way, especially recently for me. It's not that I decide I want to do something. Right. It's more like it comes to me, and that happens pretty much with us too. Yeah. Like we just, we didn't have any idea of meeting or doing something together, and yet it came. Yes. It came to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now I'm, there's other things since we've been able to join here in Twin Cities to help each other and join in. I'm here to help.
I mean, how nice.
I know. I feel like it's this not only that, but this is an outlet for me. There have been a lot of things in the last year that have really softened my heart a lot, and this has been part of that. So I feel like
this theme really is unity and relationship.
Yes.
And so that has been an opening for many people who thought of unity more esoterically, maybe, or it's something that you're rising and you're going to be more divine without the human part. Right. And what we've been talking about is the feminine way of the heart. Yes. And how this is going to require us as women to claim our voices, to claim our power, and to be in the world as who we are. Yes. Yeah. Yes. I think that's why we met each other.
I think so. Yeah. I think so. Yeah. I dedicate all thought to union.
Yes.
And
And I want to repeat the line that Rose said from her group. I love that. Would you say that again? You read
I'm on the spot now. Reading Course of Love informs, and it informs.
Reading
informs, which is still intelligence of the heart, right? Absolutely. Reading informs, and reading in a group transforms. So Jan and Kathy came up with that.
Wonderful, Jan and Kathy and Rose.
Well, they did it when I wasn't there, since I'm not there this week.
You're sharing it with me.
Yeah, I got that from them. So, right, and I think that the feminization of the planet, or however you want to say it, is so transforming. I use that word again, but and I feel very much the need to come forward and not be somebody I'm not to do it in the way that's been done, but do it in a new way.
Exactly.
And from the heart, and relationship, very much relationship oriented. And I think that relationship, there's a whole different blueprint for relationships coming forth. Out of three-dimensional, there's no longer this, we have to, do this because I said this or whatever, and that there's loving, in a loving way, there's spiritual relationships are really critical, and if we quiet the mind enough and listen to the heart, then that will help us feel peace and hear God's will for us.
Yes, and also this bonding and the connection and the intimacy person to person, which I found a little bit lacking in some of the spiritual groups that I would briefly have. It's like people were not interested in friendship, kind of. I mean, you know, sort of like it was a different goal. It was this spirituality was goal over
Right.
here a little bit more, and now, you know, this is all coming
It's
together.
expanded, yeah.
It's expanded and it's embracing.
Right.
You know, it's very embracing of being human. It's an embodiment. It's manifesting it here and now, as being. But we getting to be who we are.
Right.
You know, and our unique expressions.
And each relationship is its own.
Exactly.
And I think that, you know, we weren't ready for this before. That's why this is coming
The
now.
timing is right.
In other words, that is, and certainly there's a lot to be said about, you can't just study in a group. You have, you know, the spiritual experience is, you know, we're responsible for the our path of atonement is, you know, there's an individual aspect of that, and I think that that still serves, but there are people who need it from a, you know, the planet is ready for this, and the spiritual world is ready for it to be that. So does that make sense?
Well,
no, it's not supposed to make sense.
Yeah, it just seems to be happening.
It's happening,
you know,
right?
It's
happening.
sort of like
right.
There was nothing that could be done to make it happen 20 years ago,
right?
You know, or
right.
15 years ago,
right.
And now it's almost like it is a movement.
It's a movement, right?
And we're A Course of Love talks about being forerunners of the new.
Yes, the new earth, the new world. Yes,
so we are among the forerunners.
And well, we're not doing it ourselves, but we're being conduits for it, right? And feel, yeah.
Well, thank you so much,
Oh
Rose.
my God, Lori. Thank you for. I'm grateful and blessed. Yeah.